She ties it with that one. This for college basketball history. She does it with a foul shot. Caitlin Clark becomes the all-time.
What was your dream as a little girl?
Oh man, that's a great question. I think, well, my mom has this like piece of paper, like when I was in 2nd or 3rd grade, and it has like, you write down like all your dreams in like these little bubbles. And I remember one of them was playing the WNBA and earn a basketball scholarship. Like those were two of my like goals. There was a bunch of other ones, probably like, I don't know, get a dog or something like that. But so I think those were two of my biggest goals. And then obviously college basketball has come true, and then hopefully the WNBA here very shortly. But I think as a young girl, I was super competitive, and my parents always knew that, and I was always somebody that was driven by goals, and I think that's kind of remained the same throughout my life, whether it was in school, whether it was soccer, whether it was softball, whether it was track, really any sport I was doing, but especially in basketball, like I always wanted to be the best, and there was times where I definitely wasn't or I failed, but you know, you get back up and you keep trying, and I think perseverance has always been a big thing too. Is, you know, my parents never told me I couldn't do something, or were always there and had my back when things didn't go my way, and teaches you a lot of life lessons for sure.
So you have these dreams and you have these things that you're doing. You're doing a lot of sports.
Mm-hmm.
When did you start crystallizing on basketball and what this could look like?
Yeah, I think growing up, especially throughout like even middle school, like I was still doing a bunch of different sports. And once I got into high school, I was just doing basketball and soccer for the most part. And then after sophomore year, I gave up soccer and kind of knew my future was in basketball, and that's where I was going to be the most successful. Obviously, my college recruitment started picking up a little bit. And that's what I wanted to spend my time practicing and doing and getting better at. So that's kind of what I started to focus on probably about sophomore year of high school, and kind of knew I would have a future even more so before then, but that's when I really started
Seconds left to play here in the first quarter. Looking for Reese. Fagbenle tips it away and off and running. Caitlin Clark wins the pass. Thread the needle. My goodness, what a play for Temi and the Fever.
This is the easiest way.
Right now, Clark to Samuelson, and there is, believe it or not, folks, the biggest lead of the game.
The magnifying glass of the pressure as Bonner can't hit. Fagbenle the rebound. Here comes Clark, bouncing to Fagbenle, who lays it in.
To be not only tonight, but this season. Watch this connection.
Caitlin, a history-making shot from the free throw line there. Is that going through your mind at all?
Not really, but then when they announce it and everybody screams, that's when I knew. But pretty cool. A good half for us. I think we can do a little better job on defense and clean it up a little bit. But proud of our girls. We're fighting, and they're a really good team. They're going to give us everything they got.
They certainly have done that. They made you earn everything on offense. What do you need to do well in the second half?
I think, keep switching up our defenses. I think that's causing them a little bit of problems. I think taking care of the ball, had a couple turnovers we didn't really need. Knowing when to slow down and run our offense, but also knowing when to push. So I think balancing those two things and then just rebounding and go.
There's so much going on surrounding this game. What will your message be to the team at the half about closing this thing out?
I think every possession matters. That's always what we say at halftime. It comes down to every single possession. So we got to take care of the ball, play smart basketball, but just have fun.
Thanks, Caitlin.
So I'm back. We in Aquarius season. Shout out to all of my fellow Aquarius out there like myself. So, of course, we're going to start the Aquarius season off with the Aquarius. And I figured what better person to do that than Caitlin Clark, whose birthday is today when I post this video, January 22nd, which is also my birthday. So it's really kicking off Aquarius season because I know Aquarius season starts on the 20th, but if your birthday on the 20th, 21st, you kind of on the cusp of Capricorn. I feel like the 22nd is like the first official full day of Aquarius season. Like it ain't no cusp, you officially Aquarius. So I figure what better way to start it off than with somebody whose birthday is January 22nd. So yeah, but before I get into Caitlin Clark chart, like I like to do every video, just in case there's somebody first time watching me, I'm making this channel to bring better insight into astrology because astrology has become a big topic. Most people know about astrology. Some people believe in it, some people don't. But regardless, most people know what it is. So I thought to make a channel because I started to deep dive and do research into astrology a couple years ago. And the more I deep dive into it, the more I think that it was a lot of truth to it. So I wanted to make a YouTube channel about astrology, and I seen that a lot of people get a lot of pushback, people who do believe in astrology from people who don't, and people like to call people who believe in astrology dumb and make believe and stuff like that. So I wanted the way to help prove astrology to people and to show that there is some truth to astrology. And I figured what better way than to use celebrities, people who we know, we get a glimpse into their life. We get to see who they dated, and we know a lot about them. Of course, we don't know everything, but with celebrities, some are more out there and with their life than others, of course. But for the most part, we know basic stuff about certain celebrities. So I figured what better ways to prove astrology than to look at the celebrities that we know and see if their birth chart lines up with how they act. So that's my reasoning for making this channel. And the biggest thing that I always hear about astrology is people saying that they don't act like somebody who's they sign. Could you hear somebody say, "Well, I'm a Leo and this other person a Leo, and we don't act nothing alike"? Then astrology explains that when it comes to your birth chart, because everybody has their own birth chart. Um, Everybody has their own moon sign, rising sign, that's going to affect your personality. So you could be the same sun sign Leo, meaning that y'all was born within the same time frame, the end of July or the beginning of August to mid-August. But y'all probably got a different moon sign, different Mercury that will cause y'all to act different, which I'm about to get into. So I just wanted to get that out the way. So now about Caitlin Clark. So if you don't know who Caitlin Clark is, she's a famous WNBA player. She really became famous in college, women's college basketball. When she broke the record, she was the all-time leader in points scored for women in college. She led the nation in assists and points. She won Player of the Year back-to-back years. Took her team to the championship game back-to-back years. She's known for revolutionizing the game when it comes to three-point shooting. Because hasn't no female player really been able to shoot the ball the way she has. She kind of like the female Steph Curry. She get compared to a lot. So, yeah, that's Caitlin Clark, a famous women's basketball player. So Caitlin Clark was born January 22nd, 2002, and she's 22 years old, about to turn 23. And getting into her chart. So Caitlin Clark is a sun in Aquarius, moon in Taurus, Mercury in Aquarius, Venus in Aquarius, Mars in Aries, Jupiter in Cancer, Saturn in Gemini, Uranus in Aquarius, Neptune in Aquarius, Pluto in Sagittarius, North Node in Gemini, Left in Pisces, and her rising sign is a Taurus. So getting into it. Oh, where we at? So getting into her chart. So she's a sun in Aquarius. So it's crazy about Caitlin Clark. About her chart, because even though we share the same birthday, we have a different moon sign. We have the same Venus. So a lot of her planets is still different because I was born in 91, she was born in 2002. So, but the thing that I know from Caitlin Clark, about her, because I'm somebody who loves to play basketball, and that's something about I notice about Aquarius. A lot of Aquarius are athletes. Michael Jordan is an Aquarius. There's so many, Wayne Gretzky. A lot of the best players is Aquarius. When you really look at it, Randy Moss, Lawrence Taylor in football, like in almost every sport, the one of the greatest players is always end up being the Aquarius. Even as soccer, what's his name? Cristiano Ronaldo, he's an Aquarius. He considered one of the greatest players of all time. Like I said, Wayne Gretzky is considered the greatest hockey player. Michael Jordan considered the best basketball player. Lawrence Taylor is considered the best defensive football player. Tom Brady is the greatest offensive player. So In every sport, Aquarius, I noticed that Aquarius is real good when it comes to sports. So it's only right that Caitlin Clark also happened to be good at sports, and she's considered probably, well, I think that it's safe to say that she's probably is the greatest college player of all time. I know that it's hard because she didn't win a championship, but given individually, she probably is. And then what she did as a rookie, like she's on pace to be one of the greatest women players of all time. Might not be the greatest, but she already then impacted the game, and her game is good enough to where if everything keeps going accordingly, she's gonna be considered one of the greatest women players of all time. So, you know, furthermore, proving my point, and like I said, it would be crazy if Michael Jordan and Caitlin Clark, both Aquarius, is considered the greatest basketball players, male and female. So that's just, proving more, getting into astrology um and understanding astrology and proving astrology with her being the Aquarius. And then, like I said, I'm somebody who also played basketball. And what's funny is that my game is a lot like Caitlin Clark. And I said that too from watching her. And it was crazy when I found out that we had the same birthday because my greatest asset is being able to shoot like her. My biggest weakness probably was or is my handles, even though got decent handles like Caitlin Clark do, but that's not the best part of her game. Like I'm a great passer, just like she is. Um, a good rebounder for her size, because her being a good defender and being a good defender when it comes to basketball, all gonna depend on your size and your athleticism. Now, your willness and your skill and your technique are definitely gonna matter, but a lot of it's gonna come down to your athleticism and when it comes to being able to guard, because it's gonna be hard to guard players who are more athletic, tall, and bigger than you. So, but yeah, so I also noticed that too, that me and Caitlin Clark game is almost identical. So what I just wanted to bring that up. So anyway, getting back into it. So her son being in Aquarius. So like I say, every video, your sun, moon, and rising sign is considered your big three. Them the three that will tell the most about your personality. Your sun sign is the way that you think. Your moon sign is the way that you feel. And your rising sign is your social personality, your outward body style, your physical body type, how people view you when they look at you. So, um, getting into so her sun sign is Aquarius. Most people know what their sun sign is because that's what generally it says when you look up your birthday, but that's just the way that you think. So we back, this is a year later because I started off my channel with the Aquarius last year. So we back at it. So if this your first time watching all things about Aquarius, so Aquarius is the air sign just like Gemini and Libra. So all air signs is dealing with communication and intellect. They the mental people of the zodiac. They're the thinkers, the communicators of the zodiac. Because water signs Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces are the emotional ones. They're the fillers of the zodiac. Also, fire signs are also considered the fillers. Earth signs are considered the thinkers, just like air signs, but air signs, because earth signs are dealing with more with being practical when we gonna get into that when we get into her moon and Taurus, but air signs is known for communication and being intellectual. They're the thinkers of the zodiac over any other element. So of course, Aquarius is dealing with communication and intellect. What else about air signs? All air signs are Libra and Gemini. They all social. All air signs are social because they like to communicate. They like to be outgoing, having a group of friends. All air signs like to, when it comes to making music, anything that has to do with communication is what all the air signs is gonna share in common. But what's unique about Aquarius is that Aquarius is a fixed sign, just like Taurus, Scorpio, and Leo. So when we dealing with the intellect and the mind, Aquarius are fixed when it comes to their thoughts. So like Taurus are fixed when it comes to practical things because earth signs are dealing with practical things such as being married or work. That's why a lot of Taurus can be the most and probably is the most stable when it comes to working and keeping a job or keeping a steady relationship. The same for Scorpio being fixed, but they're emotional because they're a water sign, so they're gonna be fixed when it comes to their emotions. Leos are gonna be fixed when it comes to their passion, what they're passionate about, and the things that they feel deeply about also. Because fire signs and water signs are both feelers, but the way that they feel is different. So Aquarius is going to be fixed when it comes to their thoughts. So a lot of Aquarius is going to have strong beliefs. A lot of Aquarius is going to be almost impossible to change their mind. Whatever they think is what they think, and they're going to stick to it because 9 times out of 10 they then did their research and they then came to the conclusion, and it's nothing that you can tell them. Because Aquarius is also known for being rebellious. They rule by Uranus. Every sign is ruled by a planet, and Uranus is the planet that Aquarius is ruled by. And Uranus rules technology, friendship, rebellion, forward thinking. Is some in revolutionary. Revolution is some of the things that Uranus and Aquarius is associated with. So Aquarius is all of them things I just named. Aquarius rules friendship. So a lot of Aquarius is good when it comes to groups and having a lot of friends. A lot of Aquarius are good when it comes to technology. A lot of Aquarius is rebellious and don't like to be told what to do. Them and Sagittarius, Aquarius and Sagittarius is probably the two and Aries to a certain degree. It's the rebellious signs that like really don't like restraint, really like their freedom. Aquarius is known for being free, being the loners, being to themselves. What else? A lot of Aquarius is considered the smartest zodiac sign. They say along with Scorpio, but Scorpio is probably the most emotionally intelligent sign. Aquarius is the most mental intelligent sign, you know, when we dealing with like IQ and things like that. So yeah, I know a lot about Aquarius because of course I am Aquarius. So them some things. Okay, so about Sun and Aquarius. Aquarius tend to be friendly, original, intuitive, broad-minded, non-conforming, different, independent, freedom-loving, scientific, unusual, and helpful. They can also be impersonal, unpredictable, tactless, rebellious, unconventional, stubborn, rigid, radical, bohemian, and eccentric. Aquarius like any work which calls for inventiveness in the detached application of special rules of formality. Aquarius seek to share knowledge with others in order to bring about a better life for all. Group activity is their customary mode of operation. Helping others so they can help themselves appeal to Aquarius. Aquarius are friendly yet detached. They have warmth yet they seem distant. Although appearing cold and aloof, they are not really indifferent to others. It's just that they are much more concerned with humanity as a whole rather than any one particular individual. Such Aquarians generally do not have large pro- promise or stuffy egos. They rarely bother to exert themselves to win approval or compliments. Aquarius get excited about bringing new ideas and methods into old traditional environments. They are physiological, visionary, and idealistic. Feelings of friendship drive them to try to improve the lot of everyone they can. Sometimes the people they want to help don't understand these new ways and react negativity towards them. Sometimes Aquarius are simply ahead of their time, although sometimes they are just cranks. Although they Aquarius have the determination and persistence to get ahead, but sometimes their energy is relatively low, which causes them to drop projects before they are completed. Their minds are analytical and scientific, and they have the ability to think things through to an accurate conclusion. Although they generally have good powers of concentration and are able to assimilate a lot of information, there are times when they are just plain absent-minded. Aquarius usually get along well with others. They are generally not gossip or nor are they petty. They do not like arguments unless they feel there is a need to defend a person, an ideal, or principle. Such Aquarius are willing to listen to new and different. They have little patience with those who refuse to hear new concepts. Sometimes Aquarius rebel just for the pleasure of it. They have been known to deliberately do things in attempt to shock people. Most Aquarius prefer not to be bound by schedules and regulations, but can easily adapt to them if they must, but don't expect them to always be on time for things. Aquarius dislike people who are possessive of them. Since they are generally not possessive of people or things themselves, they give others a lot of personal freedom and they expect the same in return. Since they are not particularly concerned as to what other people think of them, they often do not bother forming opinions about other people's behavior. In love, Aquarius want an intellectual companion with whom they can communicate. They can be hesitant about making a total commitment, such as marriage or any form of partnership, because of their desire for independence. However, when the Aquarius marries, the marriage is stable. The marriage is usually stable. They are loyal and faithful to their marriage partner, but are not prone to excessive displays of affection, especially in public. So, yeah, that's definitely all things about Aquarius for sure. Everything they said, me as an Aquarius is definitely me in a nutshell. Um, how this relates to Caitlin Clark. So, just just the fact of Caitlin Clark being so what's the word, innovative when it comes to women basketball and changing women's basketball, kind of like how Michael Jordan changed men's basketball. That's why I said that it's funny that they both Aquarius. It's just the impact of that they have on the game, like how many fans Caitlin Clark has, just like Michael Jordan have, just their overall personality and the Aquarius way of how they go about things is what makes them so liked and so viewed in a high manner. So, and they both in the Aquarius manner don't come off as overly emotional, but they are both highly competitive, which I don't know if they mentioned, I didn't see, which Aquarius are highly competitive people, just like Aries is, and dedicated. And then when it transfers to anything that Aquarius do, um, they going to think it through. So that's why a lot of times Aquarius can excel in even things like sports, because when it comes to being mental, because everything that you do has something to do with the mind, and everything is mental, even sports, even though sports is looked at as mostly physical, but there's a lot of mental going into it, especially because it's really like a game of chess, because you're trying to outthink your opponent, score on your opponent. It's really a lot of that goes into the mental, trying to outthink the person. So that's why I think that a lot of Aquarius excels in when it comes to sports. Um, and then they're not overly emotional. So sometimes being overly emotional can cause you to make a lot of errors when it comes to sports or a lot of things in life. But just like Aquarius can have a big problem, just like all air signs, when it comes to overthinking. And I can see that a lot with Caitlin Clark game, because a lot of times when I see Caitlin Clark play, like I said, it just reminds me a lot of myself when she makes certain passes, and she's always trying to get her teammates involved, sometimes to a detriment, and sometimes she overthink a certain play, and I can see it on her face and the certain things that she do. And then Caitlin Clark personality also getting into Aquarius is that you can tell that Caitlin Clark is um aloof, and this can be distant and aloof. You could tell that she has that side to her. You could tell the awkwardness that every Aquarius that almost every Aquarius have, that only really other Aquarius understands, because when Caitlin Clark talks, or her mannerisms and how she is kind of like, it's different than a lot of people. And I can tell that a lot of people look at her and she probably feels like, I think every Aquarius at some point in their life, especially when they was younger, a teenager, felt like they was odd and different than everybody else. And I can see that and get that from her. Um, so that's some of the things that I can see about Caitlin Clark being Aquarius. And then when it comes to like friendships, like they said, ruling friendships and group activity, that's perfect for sports. That goes to show when it comes to her playing basketball, and like she has a good relationship with her teammates from college and even now in the WNBA. And then you could tell the most important thing, well, not the most important, but like the main thing is that you could tell that Caitlin Clark is smart. I don't know what her GPA was, but it's not even just about the GPA, but like you could tell, like when you listen to Caitlin Clark and see her, like she don't come across as somebody who's not intelligent, just like how Michael Jordan and a lot of Aquarius that there is. Even if you heard Wayne Gretzky, Bill Russell is a Aquarius, Randy Moss, even Klay Thompson, Steve Nash. I'm telling you, it's a lot of Aquarius. Like, but when you talk to them, you always get the thought that this person is an intellectual. That's what I always get whenever I haven't really met too many Aquarius that come across as not being intellectual or come across as being as dumb. The closest thing would be like certain rappers, even because for a perfect example, because Gucci Man, I'm going off topic, but he's an Aquarius, and some people can view him early on as being dumb or not intellectual, but now that since he's done grown and mature, even talk to Gucci, even him is you could see him as an intellectual, and a lot of the stuff that he does say, you could tell that he's smart and he has a brain on him. So that's something about Aquarius and that all Aquarius share in common. So and I broke down how it can relate to Caitlin Clark. So getting into her moon sign, I know I've been rambling a little bit, but this Aquarius, this my, I'm Aquarius, this my soul. If there's no sign that I know more about than Aquarius, so of course I'm gonna speak on it kind of more than any other sign. And then it's my first Aquarius video too, so the next person I probably won't have to go this much in detail about it. But getting into her moon sign, like I said, your moon sign is the way that you feel. And it's ruled actually by Cancer. So people who have a moon in Cancer is going to typically be good when it comes to um things that have to do with emotions and being emotionally intelligent. Like Drake is a moon in Cancer, and then that's why I can explain why he's so good when it comes to making music that people can feel and relate to. Same for Mary J. Blige, also has a moon in Cancer. So his is in Taurus. So Taurus is the earth sign, like I said, like Virgo and Capricorn. So it's dealing with stability and practicality. So that's gonna be where her feelings is towards. So that can be when it comes to being grounded. So with her being a sun in Aquarius, moon in Taurus, she gonna be more grounded than a typical Aquarius is. Like I have a moon in Aries, so I'm a lot more fiery and more kind of out there than Caitlin Clark is. Same, but Michael Jordan has a moon in Sagittarius. That's why he kind of like more fiery. Caitlin Clark shows like the fiery inners, but in her, but a lot of times like she do come across like real cool, calm, and collected for the most part. And that's because her moon in Taurus. And then that can explain why she's such a hard worker, because like us, all earth signs are known for being hard workers. But to me, looking into it and me knowing astrology, Taurus probably is the hardest working zodiac sign. Every Taurus that I know, male and woman, is they like they say Taurus are lazy when it comes time to be lazy, but when it comes time to work, they really do work, and they really good when it comes to schedule and timing and finishing things. So this could be a good thing when it comes to Caitlin Clark, because Aquarius are good at starting things but not finishing things, and Taurus are kind of slow when it comes to starting things, but they're good at finishing things. So she can have a real nice balance, and I can see that can really help her when it comes to her work ethic and really working hard to achieve what she has achieved. And then Taurus is not also another fixed sign, so she um got a sun and moon sign that's both fixed. So that means that Caitlin Clark probably is a real stubborn person. She's probably somebody that you really can't, I'm pretty sure you can't change her mind. Whatever she believe or think is not gonna change. Um and then Taurus are known or are ruled by Venus, because like I said, every sign is ruled by a planet, and Venus is the sign of love, beauty, and harmony, and it's ruled by Taurus and Libra. So most Taurus are going to love beautiful things. A lot of Taurus are and Libras are going to want to be in a relationship, be in a partnership, which I'm gonna get into when I get into her Venus, because I'm last I checked, she's in a relationship. So, and Aquarius not known for being in relationships, but that can be explained by her moon and Taurus. And what else? Taurus are known as the foodie of the zodiac. They love food. They love to cook. So those some things off the top of my head about moon and Taurus, or Taurus people in general. So what it says about Moon and Taurus, Caitlin Clark's emotional nature is steady and offers find this quality smoothing in her, and others find this quality smoothing in her. Caitlin Clark is generally even-tempered and peace-loving and is not easily ruffled or given to emotional displays. Caitlin Clark can be downright stubborn at times, especially when it comes to making changes that are emotional in nature or that require emotional adjustment. Caitlin Clark seeks security and often expects this security to come from materials, possessions, and resources. Hence, Caitlin Clark desires to collect material goods and money. Caitlin Clark clings to things from the past or things she is used to in order to find this security. A great deal of affection and closeness is needed by her, and this helps to extract feelings of insecurity. But sometimes she holds on to people much too closely so that they feel that they can't breathe. Caitlin Clark expects loyalty and love, and she is very devoted to those she cares about. Caitlin Clark has the tendency to indulge in seasonal comforts and activities. Eating rich or sweet food seems to give her security. Caitlin Clark may have a weight problem because of this. Food can be a substitute for emotional satisfaction and love. Caitlin Clark is resourceful and determined and persistent. Caitlin Clark perhaps has a green thumb and is good at getting anything to grow and prosper. Caitlin Clark is happiest when working with her hands, probably with the earth or things of the earth. Caitlin Clark can be led but never pushed into doing things. Caitlin Clark despises and is terrified of illness and pain. She may be unable to make required changes if she is too comfortable with the status quo. Caitlin Clark should not be overly strict in her thinkings or actions. My bad, be trying to read too fast sometimes. So yeah, that's all things about Taurus for sure. So this actually gives her a nice little balance because, like I said, that Aquarius and Taurus typically don't get along because their views is kind of opposite of each other. So, like I said, Taurus are more stable and grounded. Aquarius is more freedom and out there, so she can have kind of really a mix of the two. But like they said, both is gonna be stubborn. So for the most part, like I said, Caitlin Clark is gonna be somebody which we could see who's not gonna be big on changing her mind, and whatever she sets out to do, that's what she gonna do, and it's not gonna be no changing when it comes to that. Um, so yeah, I can definitely see that with her. Like as far as her loving food, I'm not sure. I haven't seen no interview really about her talking about her, loving food, like tourists do. We know she's not gonna have a weight problem because she's a professional athlete, but maybe if she wasn't or after she stopped playing basketball, that might be something that she had to worry about. Um, and then she could care about material things like material goods and money, like Taurus do. But then Aquarius is opposite because Aquarius is really not known for caring about material things and money like that. They more so care about their freedom. So that's why she could have like a real nice balance between the two. That's why I said that it's it's a tricky combination, but like I said, I can see the benefit of the combination because, like I said, it makes her not, a little bit more grounded than the typical Aquarius. That's why she might not be as rebellious as the typical Aquarius. Like I said, somebody who has a moon sign and a fire sign, um, or a water sign will be even more emotional. Um, So yeah, I can see the nice blend, and and then her rising sign is also a Taurus, so I can really see that with Caitlin Clark, while her personality is so even keel, and she really don't come across at all as an emotional person. And looking at her chart, she only has one water sign. So yeah, she don't have no water in her chart. Cause just like I only have one water sign, which is my Pluto and Scorpio in my chart. Everything else is you got one, two, three, four, five air signs, two fire signs, and one water sign, and one earth sign. So her chart is mostly air. So of course she's gonna be a thinker, an intellectual, for sure it's gonna be most of her personality. She's not gonna be real big when it comes to emotions and showing emotions and things like that, which we do see from Caitlin Clark. So next is her Mercury in Aquarius. Mercury is the planet of communication, ruled by Gemini and Virgo. So Mercury is your communication style, how good you speak, how fast you, because Mercury is the fastest planet. So it's dealing with how fast you can think and communicate. So people who have a Gemini and Virgo, especially Gemini, are going to be the best when it comes to communication and communicating. But hers is an Aquarius, which also is another fire, another air sign. So it's dealing with communication also. So people with Mercury and Aquarius are typically going to be good at communication also, but it's going to be their communication style. It's going to be that of Aquarius. So it's going to be unique and original and different, and it can be sometimes rebellious. All things that of Aquarius. So, getting into what it says about Mercury and Aquarius, Caitlin Clark thoughts tend to be unique, unusual, rapid, and coming completely out the blue. Eccentric, unconventional, scientific, weird, and perhaps a bit ahead of their time. Caitlin Clark is progressive and non-traditional thinker and is very open and receptive to new technologies and breakthroughs and the latest discoveries in any field. Caitlin Clark believes that humanity can solve its problems through creative intelligence, using innovative minds and scientific principles. Caitlin Clark is a bit impatient with those who are conservative and unimaginative, and those who are afraid perhaps to think about and try new things and ideas. Caitlin Clark enjoys keeping up with the latest innovations and technologies. Reading science fiction helps Caitlin Clark food for thought regarding radically new ways of looking at things. Caitlin Clark has a strong humanitarian impulse and an aptitude for organization, and she enjoys being involved in cooperative group efforts or business that are contemporary and innovative. Caitlin Clark has a versatile, disciplined, practical, and original mind. Caitlin Clark is intuitive and resourceful with the ability to correctly judge human character and penetrate the mask that others wear. Caitlin Clark follows her own convictions regardless of what others think of her, and she has the ability to express her ideas clearly so that others can easily comprehend them. On the negative side, Caitlin Clark can be erratic, bohemian, radical, revolutionary, and stubborn. Oh yeah, of course, getting back into all things that'll be in the Aquarius. Have a versatile, practical mind. Um, Try new things, breakthroughs, and just so yeah, it's all getting back to all things like I said about Aquarius, which we could see with her communication out there. Like I said, she probably likes science fiction, which I know a lot of Aquarius do. I know I'm one of them Aquarius. A strong humanitarian impulse. I haven't looked into it but I'm pretty sure a lot of athletes like that. But Caitlin Clark should be someone who's big on giving back and helping people and donating it to charity. And I'm gonna look at that in a minute, but of course, that's things of being an Aquarius, being humanitarian, liking helping and giving to people. I have seen some things, of course, she did with her school and fans and stuff like that. And then again, back to like I said, the person can be stubborn and revolutionary. So I'm pretty sure if you ask Caitlin Clark parents, or might have said in an interview that Caitlin Clark is definitely a stubborn person and probably was like that as a kid. Don't like to be told what to do for the most part. Next is her Venus in Aquarius. So Venus, like I said earlier, is the planet of love, beauty, and harmony, ruled by Libra and Taurus. So most people look at astrology when it comes to compatibility. But most people just look at your sun sign, which does tell a lot because it can tell if you think the same as somebody. But your moon sign and your Venus matters also because to tell if if you feel the same as somebody else do, and then your love language is your Venus. So that can be important when it comes to relationships also. Your Venus, because it's basically if y'all share the same love language. So hers is in Aquarius. I also have a Venus in Aquarius, so I know that just like things Aquarius is that people with Venus and Aquarius is gonna have a detached way of loving. They gonna prefer, they gonna need someone who's intellectual, somebody that they can hold the conversation with, someone who's mentally there. Then they gonna need someone who gives them their freedom and lets them be free. They gonna need someone who so it was one more thing. Freedom, communication. Uh Venus and Aquarius. It was something, oh, detached. They can have a detached way of loving, so in a unique and unoriginal way. So a lot of people with Venus and Aquarius, they can be people who open to open relationships, open to polyamorous relationships. They can be open to different things because Aquarius is all about being unique and original. So someone with Venus and Aquarius is going to have their own unique way of viewing relationships for the most part. So what it says about Venus and Aquarius. It says Caitlin Clark affections are expressed in open, unconventional, and rather detached way. Socializing, bringing people together, and having many friends and acquaintances very much appeal to Caitlin Clark. Because Caitlin Clark values friendship so highly, she may be more comfortable being a friend than a lover. One thing for sure, Caitlin Clark highly dislikes possessive, clingy relationships. Caitlin Clark wants to be free to do whatever she wants with whoever she likes. Caitlin Clark wants an intellectual or spiritual connection with her partner, and this may even be preferred substitute over very intimate or emotional binding. Caitlin Clark needs a partner who will give her plenty of freedom, allowing her to be her own person and not be too demanding emotionally. Caitlin Clark is charming, happy, and original, but also cool, calm, and detached. This detachment is beneficial because she, as rule, is never possessive of people or things. The feelings Caitlin Clark has the feelings Caitlin Clark has tend to be filtered through her mind and intellectualized. Caitlin Clark needs to learn warmth and understanding. So yeah, that's again all things about Venus and Aquarius for sure. Like they can want somebody to be more of a friend than a lover. So I definitely know that that's true. Um, with me having a Venus and Aquarius, so they're gonna be big on friendships, and then like I said, they're gonna be big on somebody that they can have a intellectual and spiritual connection with, and then they're not gonna like being someone who's clingy and possessive. They're going to want to need their freedom. So that's why a lot of people with a Venus can be people who not in relationships or like to be single or like to be to themselves, but it's really going to depend on what their other chart, what the other planets in their chart is. Because if you a Venus in Aquarius, but you got a sun in Taurus and a moon in Pisces, you still gonna lean more sort of towards being in a relationship or being married, because of the way you feel and think. But uh oh, this is the part that I try to deep dive into the person, who the person dated to see if they compatible with that person, to see if it lines up. So I know Caitlin Clark has had a boyfriend for a minute since college. So I just want to see if we can look him up and see what his sign is. Uh, so they went to the same college together. He played for the men's basketball team at Iowa. So I didn't even know that. They started dating in 2023. Um, Yeah, this is him. Oh yeah, oh, so this is actually the head coach's son. Oh, so yeah. He actually, yeah, was coached by his dad. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, they definitely dating, so and it's what's his name? Connor McCaffrey. Yeah, I was already looking at this. So it says his birthday is July 13th, which would make him a Cancer. Um, I'm gonna see if they have it on here. Nope. So they don't got his chart on here. So I think, yeah. So I think that this is him. Yeah, the 13th. So this should be him. So this site has his chart. So yeah, he's a sun in Cancer, Moon in Pisces, Mercury in Leo, Venus in Gemini, Mars in Cancer. So um their sun signs, him being a Cancer, and her being Aquarius doesn't line up because Aquarius and Cancer usually is one of the worst matchups because air usually go with air or fire, water usually go with water or earth. And then because cancers are known for being emotional, Aquarius is known for not being emotional. So that's why Cancer and Aquarius typically don't work because cancers are typically too emotional for Aquarius, and then Aquarius are too aloof and, not emotional enough for cancers. So that don't line up. But their moon sign, a Pisces and a Taurus goes together because that's water and earth. Um, so their feelings is the same. So that's compatible. Mercury is compatible because that's a Leo and a Aquarius, so a fire and the air sign. So their communication style is compatible. Then their Venus is compatible because he's a Venus in Gemini, she's a Venus in Aquarius. So that's two air signs. So their love language is the same. So her Mars is in Aries and his is in Cancer. So that's different. So they are compatible when it comes to their Venus and their moon sign. It's just their sun sign don't line up, and then their Mercury is the same. So it's not the most perfect match like LeBron James and Savannah James, but they are compatible for the most part. 'Cause like I said, when they look at compatibility, you can really just look up to like the Mars, to the Mars matters sun because it's your aggression style, but really your sun, the way you think, your sun, the way you feel, your moon, communication style, and your love language is what matters the most. And they compatible when it comes to 3 out of the 4. So yeah, so that can explain a relationship. More proof astrology is real. So getting into her Mars and Aries. So Mars is the planet of aggression and like sexual aggression, also sexuality. So and it's ruled by Aries. So people who have a Mars and Aries are going to be good when it comes to aggression and passion. Because if you have a sign ruled by that planet, you're gonna do good in that area. Like if you have a Venus and Libra and Taurus, you're gonna do good when it comes to partnership and relationships. If you have a Mercury and Gemini or Virgo, you're gonna be good at communicating, so on and so on. So with her having a Mars in Aries, that means that she's gonna be good when it comes to passion and aggression, um, when it comes to doing things. So that can explain why she's so also able to achieve her goals and work hard at, accomplishing and doing what she need to do because she gonna have a high level of physical energy. Oh, So about Mars and Aries. Caitlin Clark is aggressive, pioneering, adventurous, and always on the outlook to start new projects. Caitlin Clark hates restraint and doesn't like to be told to do something or how to do it. Caitlin Clark wants to lead, not follow. At times, Caitlin Clark can be headstrong, impulsive, and impatient. Waiting is not something that appeals to Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark goes after what she wants with a great zeal, and she does not take no for an answer. Caitlin Clark loves competition and anything that allows her to test or prove herself. Cooperation is not her strong suit, and she can be very self-willed, self-absorbed, and selfish at times. The me first attitude is strong in her. Caitlin Clark is self-reliant and hates depending on or relying on others. Caitlin Clark needs to be her own person and do things her way, even if it might not be the best way. Caitlin Clark's strongest skill is getting things started quickly. If she does not see immediate success, she may become dissatisfied with the project and move on to the next. Caitlin Clark's strength isn't in the area of endurance. Long-term projects do not appeal to Caitlin Clark as much as rapid short-term projects that she can finish quickly and go on to something else. Caitlin Clark has a lot of energy and excitement. Self-control is important for her to learn so she doesn't burn out. Physical activity and keeping in shape appeal to her. Caitlin Clark may be prone to accidents due to haste. Caitlin Clark needs to learn to stick to a project until it is finished before rushing off on a new endeavor. Caitlin Clark must learn to control her temper and impulsiveness. So yeah, this can definitely explain a lot. This is where she do get the fireness in her from, and this can explain also why she's a professional athlete. Because, like they say, somebody with the Mars in Aries is going to be competitive and have that competitive nature in them, and they're going to like physical activity, all of them things. So that definitely can explain why she likes sports in a WNBA player. And then, like I said, this can explain sometimes when she do have a temper, because sometimes she had got technical fouls, showed her temper and showed like that fireness inside of her. So that could definitely come from her moon in Aries, and then her being an Aquarius. Well, like I said, her moon in Taurus is why her most of the time she cool and calm. So do not appeal to her. In the shade. Starting. So yeah, she can when it comes to other things like this, she can be good at starting stuff but not finishing it, liking to deep dive into a whole bunch of different things. All at once. And then Aquarius is like that also being multitask when it comes to things. So yeah, that can definitely explains a lot with her Mars and Aries, why she's such a good player in her aggression style. Also can lead into why she likes basketball, why she's so competitive. Um, because I actually now I'm just thinking about it, I haven't really looked at it because when I think about Aquarius being competitive, which I know that yes, but most of the time the Aquarius that I know that's real competitive and into sports, they do either have a moon in a fire sign or maybe like a Mars in a fire sign also. So I don't know. I might have to look into that because it might be that the Aries mixed with the Aquarius that makes this person, real into sports and being competitive. But yeah, that's her Mars and Aries. So next is her Jupiter and Cancer. So Jupiter is ruled by Sagittarius, and it's the planet of good luck, wisdom, traveling, higher learning is just some of the things that Jupiter and Sagittarius rules over. So hers is in Cancer. Cancer is a water sign, ruled by the moon. So it's dealing with the emotions. And Cancer rules the home life, just the opposite of Capricorn, who rules the family life. So see what it says about Jupiter and Cancer. Caitlin Clark is loving, peaceful, friendly, sociable, sympathetic, and probably very patriotic. Caitlin Clark has a most vivid imagination and has many utopian dreams. There is probably interest in mystical things. Caitlin Clark has a good financial judgment, especially in real estate, with the ability to accumulate money and possessions, especially after midlife. Much help is received from the parents. Caitlin Clark may have weight problems, especially later in life, because she enjoys the delicacies of the dinner table. Caitlin Clark's full potential may not be reached until middle or later life. There may be a tendency toward thingness, holding on too long to memories and possessions. Caitlin Clark may be a pack rat. Caitlin Clark may also struggle with mundane sentimentality over emotionalism. So yeah, that's all things Cancer for sure. So friendly, social, sympathetic. So this is basically saying that this person, because Jupiter all about expansion, that this person might not achieve their full greatness until later in life or until midlife. Is when this person will have their stride. So we don't know, obviously, that because she's still young. Now she's at the beginning of her life and the beginning of her career. But it's saying that she might supposed to be even better midlife. So maybe midlife is when she have the most money, or she might start to win championships, things like that. And then again, it said this person might have weight problems later in life, just like with her Taurus moon. So Caitlin Clark gonna have to be somebody who always watches her weight. Um, after she stopped playing basketball, because it said that she should be somebody who loves food. She like to hold on to memories and possessions. So yeah, so that's all things Jupiter and Cancer. I could see with Caitlin Clark, but like I said, we don't know some of this for sure because she hasn't because most of because like the main thing is saying that this person will hit their stride in the middle or later in life. And then peaceful, friendly, social, sympathetic. Definitely all things that we could see with Caitlin Clark. Good financial judgment and good with money. So a lot this we kind of don't see yet because we know she's still young. She's about to turn 23. Um, so some of this stuff, like I said, especially once we get past the Mars and later in the chart, I noticed that some of the stuff is just to the individual person that only they would know, or people real close to them would know. Next is Saturn and Gemini. So Saturn is ruled by Capricorn, and it's the planet of hard work, discipline, rules the work life. Like I said, the opposite of Cancer. So Saturn is the grown-up planet and associated with all things grown up. Like I said, working hard, being disciplined, putting in the work, authority. Saturn and Capricorn rules, authority. So yeah, that's some of the things that Saturn rules. So hers is in Gemini. We know Gemini is a air sign, just like Aquarius and Libra, and it's dealing with communication. And we know Geminis are known for being ruled by Mercury, communicative, loving to talk, real social and out there, liking to have fun. So it says about Saturn and Gemini, Caitlin Clark's thought process is deliberate and serious, and she is organized, focused, and mentally stable. Caitlin Clark has the ability to concentrate on complex issues and come up with realistic solutions. Caitlin Clark appreciates learning new things. However, there may be feelings of cynism, sadness, and pessimism. The intake of air into the lungs or the oxygen of the blood can be hindered as a result of nervous stress. Caitlin Clark's lungs require a lot of oxygen. She should sleep in a well-ventilated environment at all times. Here, Saturn calms her head and aids with the control of Gemini's innate flightness. Saturn is an excellent position, but Caitlin Clark may need to work on her faith in the future. If Caitlin Clark wants to be successful in anything, she will need to discipline her mind and learn to think and act logically. So yeah, that's all things about Saturn and Gemini. Definitely deliberate and serious and organized, focused and mentally stable. I can see that, but then she gonna get that from all of the Aquarius in her chart also. So So yeah, this is like, yeah, you just want to get this side and they start talking about like any health problems you might have or anything you might struggle with health wise, which we don't know. Only that person would know. I don't know. Um, if Caitlin Clark has trouble with her lungs or oxygen or breathing or anything. I haven't heard anything about that. Um, and if she want to be successful, she need to be disciplined in her mind and think and act logically, which she does, obviously. With her being an Aquarius, and we know by her personality is that she definitely disciplined and a logical person. So, yeah, especially when it comes to basketball, the area that she's successful in. So next is Uranus. Like I said earlier, Uranus is ruled by Aquarius, and it's the planet of like I said, technology, friendship, rebellion, um, forward thinking, just some of the things that Aquarius rule, which I said earlier. So hers is in Aquarius, so of course it's gonna do best in this area. Okay, so it stopped giving us a breakdown. So I always what's it about Uranus and Aquarius? Signifying a strong emphasis on innovation, change, originality, and unconventional thinking within the Aquarius personality. So yeah, I always forget, yeah. So Uranus in Aquarius is the sign of innovation and originality also. So Aquarians are deeply infused by Uranus energy, leading them to be independent, progressive, and often rebellious against social norms. Uranus in Aquarius is a fantastic time to invest in group dynamics. The interplay between the individual and groups will flourish during this cycle. Uranus in Aquarius individuals tend to be highly innovative, fiercely independent, progressive thinkers who often challenge the status quo, embracing unconventional ideas and pushing for social change through their unique perspectives and rebellious spirit. Especially embodying the core traits of Aquarius amplified by Uranus energy for sudden change and disruption. So, can lead to groundbreaking inventions, inspiring leadership and progressive movements, and a strong commitment to social change. Many might be rebellious without a clear direction. Wanting personal freedom. So yeah, this is somebody going to also her bringing about change and inspiring people and being progressive. This could come like how she been progressive with what she's been doing with when it comes to sports and women's sports and really pushing women's sports and really being an advocate for women and fighting for change when it comes to women's sports because she really has been progressive. Like that's what she mainly known for, that of being like a Aquarius of being progressive and progressing women's sports. She really has progressed women's sports like probably more so than any other player up until this point in terms of viewership and having eyes on the sport and getting the sport the recognition. So that can come from her Uranus and Aquarius. And like you see that she got 4 planets in Aquarius, more so than any other planet, any other sign. So you could tell she's a true and real Aquarius. She has a lot of Aquarius energy in her. Next is Neptune in Aquarius. So Neptune is ruled by Pisces, and it's the planet of dreams, illusions, and I always say Uranus rule. I mean, Neptune rules over artsy things like music and that's why a lot of Pisces love music and good at music and art, like dance or film. It's all things that Neptune and Pisces rules over. So again, hers is in Aquarius. So we already know all the things about Aquarius. So Neptune in Aquarius is said to indicate a personality that is creative, spiritual, and idealistic. People with this placement may be known for their destructive thinking and ability to change the status quo. Neptune is associated with creativity, and people with Neptune in Aquarius may be known for their imaginative and artistic abilities. Neptune is associated with spirituality and mythism, and people with Neptune and Aquarius may be deeply connected to these areas. Neptune and Aquarius may indicate a tendency to have idealistic views in relationships. People with Neptune and Aquarius may be known for their disruptive thinking. I said that because Neptune is associated with dreams, illusion, and fantasies. So, inhabited, intuitive, and non-conformist. They have an urge to improve the world through humanitarianism. So yeah, so this is getting back to what they said before, that just somebody who can have a disruptive thinking and ability to change the status quo. Neptune Aquarius women are intellectual and generous, but may be critical of others' ideas. They try to fill all of their time with creative pursuits. Um, Stubborn and unrealistic sometimes. Innovative. So feel the compassion that compels them to improve the world that they live in. So, yeah, again, it's gonna be the same thing as Aquarius. So basically their dreams and what they fantasize about is gonna be that of maybe changing the status quo, of changing things, of going against the social norms, all that, all the things of that of Aquarius, which we know she is like I said, this can be explained by any of the planets that she have Aquarius in. But like I said, that is really what she's known for breaking the status quo and changing things and going against the grain. That's what she really is known for. So we could see all of that coming from her chart and all the Aquarius in her chart, like I said about her Uranus and Aquarius explains that. So next is our Pluto in Sagittarius. Pluto is ruled by Scorpio, and it's the planet of death and transformation. Yeah, death and transformation, and it's all about reinventing yourself. So that's what Pluto is about. So hers is in Sagittarius. We know Sagittarius, because my first time talking about Sagittarius is a fire sign, just like Aries and Leo. So we know fire signs are dealing with passion, being brave, straightforward leaders. So Pluto's arrival in Sagittarius can lead to a time of transformation as people strive for deeper understanding and broader horizons. Pluto in Sagittarius can indicate a person who is passionate, open-minded, and drawn to physiological and ideological debates. They may also be drawn to uniting with different cultures through travel or the internet. So yeah, that's all things how Sagittarius is. Physiological and ideological. Then like we said, Sagittarius rules travel. So this person, passionate and a strong moral code. They value learning, change, and are generally open-minded. That love of Sagittarius. So this person can like the debate when it comes to, like they said, physiological or ideological things. They could be somebody who like to travel, who like different cultures, who like meeting different people. Like they said, that love their freedom, loves to travel. And that's going to be more so how they like to reinvent themselves and transform themselves. Because like I said, we dealing with Pluto. And it could be through traveling, getting to know people through different cultures, or like I said, through the and just connected with different people through the internet. Um, there's some of the ways that somebody with a Pluto and Sagittarius is going to want to reinvent and change themselves. So trying to see if it was something else. Adventurous. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. So I could see her again, her being an intellectual already, that she can be drawn to um, them type of debates. Then, like I said, definitely passionate and can be open-minded. She already get to travel with her work and get to connect and meet a lot of different people. So I know she probably likes that, and that can also lead to her Pluto and Sagittarius for sure. So next is her North Node. North Node is very important because that's your life direction. It's kind of like your life purpose, what you meant to do in life. So hers is in Gemini. So we know Gemini is the planet of communication, all the things that I said. So I'm guessing that her life purpose is actually to connect and speak with others. Um, so in astrology, a North Node in Gemini indicates a person potential for growth and communication, sharing, and learning. People with a North Node in Gemini may have a natural ability to communicate through writing, speaking, or teaching. They may also enjoy sharing knowledge and wisdom. So Gemini is known for being mentally stimulating, a jack of all trades, known for being quick thinking and liking variety. Um, what I'm looking for. So North Node in Gemini is your purpose. It's to hone in on communication and social skills to become a leader in your community. You're an incredibly adaptable and versatile person, so you are able to thrive in any situation. Your South Node is Sagittarius, so your challenges are restless, wonderless, and trouble with listening skills. Because every your South Node gonna be the opposite of your North Node, and your South Node is what you're gonna struggle with. So her life purpose, like they said, that of a Gemini is to communicate and connect with others, and to have good social skills. Then her problems that she might struggle with is being restless, wonderless, and having trouble with listening. Under to travel, explore, and experience new places. So I just wanted to make sure that was the meaning. Um, so yeah, that's where she could struggle at, which we know from her profession that that's what she do. But her life purpose is that of a Gemini is to be a great communicator, and talk with people. So I could see that with her because we know she's known as a basketball player, but she's real, social, doing interviews and, talking, and she kind of gets to do that. But I can also see, like, she's young and she's learning, but that's really what her life purpose is, even more so than just basketball. But basketball helps her do that because in basketball, you have fans, you get to communicate, you do interviews and stuff like that. So that's really what Caitlin Clark life purpose is more so to even communicate and talk with others and be a social type of person. And then I could kind of work too with her being a Aquarius, already having a lot of air in her chart. So she's already somebody who's a thinker and somebody who can likes to communicate and like to, express and talk to people. So next is her length. Length is the taboo side of you. It's the side of you like to hide from people. The side that you don't like showing people of yourself. Or hers is in Pisces. So it says length in Pisces is a placement of the blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it indicates a deep sense of romanticism and spiritual connection. People with Lilith in Pisces may be natural at forming deep connections with others, but they can also be overly optimistic and native in relationships. So we know that Pisces is known for being romantic and dreamy, and like they say, getting caught up sometimes with delusions. So that's where she might struggle at when it comes to partnerships and relationships with people. They saying that she might be too optimistic and too trusting of people in relationships. So that's where she might struggle with. Um, yeah, that's where she gonna struggle at when it comes to certain to relationships and being able to maybe pick the right partner. 'Cause like I said, they can be native, like a lot of Pisces is, not seeing the red flags in people, always wanting to see the good in people is what that means. Yeah, said they may lose their own identity in a relationship. They may fear their own unpredictable late nature. They could have rose-colored glasses. That's a big thing with Pisces. That they always say that they know for having rose-colored glasses, seeing their not seeing the flaws in their partners. So that's just what she is going to struggle with, but might have a hard time showing it. But she got a nice little balance with her being a Aquarius. That's gonna make her think more so and not get caught up in the whole rose-colored glasses. Because Aquarius is real and analytical and liking to seeing through things. So that can probably help her out some when it comes to her length. But yeah, that's her length. So that's Caitlin Clark birth chart. Definitely lines up for sure. Um, which I didn't already broke down, how everything makes sense, where she her strengths and her weaknesses and everything like that. So lastly, before I go, I'm gonna look up some facts about Caitlin Clark. So yeah, we know her real name is Caitlin Clark. She went to the University of Iowa. She's from Iowa. Des Moines. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Iowa. 22, about to be 23. She's 6 feet, 155. That's just some of her stats. She broke the NCAA and Big Ten records throughout her 4 years at Iowa. Like I said earlier, she's the all-time leader in college points, men's or women. Oh, I didn't know that. So she broke the record for men and women. I thought it was just women. Um, she's the first college player to average 3,800 points with 1,000 assists and 950 rebounds. Um, of course, she got the record for most three-pointers in college women basketball history. Um, like I said earlier, she won College Player of the Year back-to-back years, her last 2 seasons. Of course, she was on the first team. What else? Her game against South Carolina in the championship was the most watched women's basketball game ever, and it drew more audience. So the women's college basketball championship was watched more than the men's was, probably, yeah, for the first time ever. And that's mainly, of course, because of her. Of course, she's known for her shooting ability and her passing. Um, well, she didn't actually make the team and get a gold medal. Um, yeah, we know she born in the Midwest. Um, a family of athletes. Clark's father, Brent, played basketball and baseball at Simpsons College in Iowa. Her grandfather, Bob Nancy, was a football coach at Doylean Catholic, where she attended high school. Caitlin's older brother, Blake, won 2 state football championships at Doylean Catholic and went on to play at Iowa State. 2 of Clark's uncles are former college athletes. Tom Faber played basketball at Drake in Utica, and Mike Nancy played football for Nebraska Omaha. Multi-sport athlete. As a kid, she played softball, volleyball, tennis, and golf before focusing on basketball. She was a starter on her high school soccer team also. So, yeah, that's some facts about Caitlin Clark. Played on a boys team as a kid. Her brother helped her reach her athletic potential. Her brothers helped her, pushed her to be a better player. She bring home more money than any other women's college basketball player. She got a marketing major. With a minor in communications. So that's getting back to her moon and Taurus, and then communications, her North Node and Gemini. So she have studied communication. Like I said, that's what her life purpose is supposed to be. You like the golf. So yeah, that's basically it about Caitlin Clark. So that's it. Happy birthday to Caitlin Clark and myself. Shout out to all of the Aquarius out there. It's our season turn up. So my next video is gonna be on Aquarius. I'm gonna do some re-uploads from last year. Other videos I did because I know they didn't get a whole bunch of views. So I can still re-upload them and maybe they'll get some more views now. So I'm gonna be posting some Aquarius videos that I did last year mixed with some new ones coming up. So stay tuned for that, and I'm out.